Hi there. NALA recently brought together a group of tutors to look in detail at some research focused on the effective teaching of financial numeracy. This research, which was published in a report called A Wealth of Practice, provided, through case studies, all sorts of ideas and inspiration for other tutors to make use of. In this follow-up project, which you can read about in the report called Making It Go Further, the tutors read the case studies and, in many cases, tried out ideas and resources with their own learners. We asked the tutors to tell us what happened, to reflect on the difference it made to them and their practice and their learners, and to share with us and other tutors any resources or tools that they themselves developed. It was really interesting to see what the tutors chose to focus on. But it was reassuring to understand that they picked ideas based on the needs and interests of their learners, first and foremost. I'll tell you a bit about what the tutors produced, and everything is online on NALA's website for you to download and use with your own learners, and adapt if you need to. So what did people do? A number of the tutors in the project chose to focus on ways to help their learners deal with the vast amount of information about financial products and deals that are out there on the internet. Elaine Clifford, for example, from Kerry ETB, created a sort of mini web quest activity that guides learners through information about money. The web quest is worksheet based, but asks the learners to go online and then answer questions by looking at the information they find. With a similar intention, June Walsh of Waterford and Wexford ETB planned to develop activities for her learners to help them compare the costs of different mobile phone packages. Maria Gibbs from Dublin ETB created a whole set of activities looking at personal decision making, the cost of Christmas, and also getting quotes for personal finance. These activities can be used at QQI levels 2, 3 and 4 with some tweaking, and Maria has produced a guidance sheet for tutors who want to use them at these levels with their learners. Jane Savage from Kerry ETB based her project on an activity from the UK that she'd used successfully with her learners in the past. This was based on the costs of different liquids and how these costs change over time. Jane has produced a Euros version and also added a second activity based on how grocery costs change over the years. Saucier Morin from Mayo, Sligo and Leitrim ETB took a different tack, producing instead a series of activities that could be used with groups of learners over the course of a term. She's based the activities around a resource developed in Scotland, which is a graphic novel called Skint. It's designed for young people and has multiple choice endings depending on what learners think the characters should do and what decisions they should make about money. Finally, Kevin Kelly from Galway and Roscommon ETB decided to produce an initial assessment tool to help tutors to work with learners to assess their numeracy capabilities in the context of money. This and all the other resources and activities are available, as I say, on NALA's website. The tutors' activities and their reflections suggest that they've taken into account the important sensitivities around learners' personal financial situations. It can be a bit of a grey area for some tutors when money is the subject of discussions, but there are ways round it, as the tutors have demonstrated. One method is to focus on a general, non-personal activity, as Jane did with her liquid and grocery prices activity. Another is to keep the activity project-based, with learners considering materials online and comparing information in a general sense, rather than actually focusing on decisions that they have already made about phone contracts or finance deals, for example. And a third very valuable way of working is to use fiction, to use case studies or stories about imagined characters and encourage learners to give those characters advice. The report is online now. You can get hard copies from NALA, and don't forget to look at and use those great resources and tools that are on NALA's website.